Welcome to another episode of Hair Biz Radio with your host, Zakiyrah and
Mikey.
And I know that we are back. I still have on the same shirt. Mikey looks like he changed today.
Okay, so guys, we batch record, so we're doing 2 episodes in a row.
Yes.
And I bring a different shirt, hat, something, so it kind of looks like a different episode. Zakiyrah's wearing the...
Basically, he said, I don't come prepared, is what he said.
Well, hold on. She's wearing the same thing only because we record the same day. So if you watch the other episode on YouTube or whatnot, I actually just ripped off, so I grabbed this shirt. It's a nice white fitted, looks good.
Is this the same brand?
Of course, it's Built Basics. This is Built Basics, who does not sponsor our podcast. I just ripped the tag off. I have so many unworn short shirts still like this.
That
I
is
just
so
bought
funny.
So many.
Yeah.
I still need to do like some sort of closet thing with them.
Haul, like a closet haul.
It's wild. Yeah, I got a lot of Built Basics, and that's all I'm wearing. So this is the shirt. It fits well and nice, comfortable.
Yeah.
White
Is
shirt.
it like a slim fit?
Yes, slim fit. And what I like about their shirts, especially being tall, is they're a little bit longer.
Okay.
I have trouble finding, it ends up like you wash it once. If you get a shirt that's not good quality, you wash it once.
And
next thing
like
you know,
crop top.
You got a crop top. I don't like wearing crop tops. I'm tall. I need something with a little length.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah,
I love it.
I'm feeling good. Let's get into
Let's
today's
get it.
What's today's
All right.
topic?
Today we are talking about how motivation is overrated. I think that this is a great topic.
Motivation is overrated?
Yes, for us to dive into. I actually really love this topic.
I actually love this topic too.
Yeah, I do too. I think that we yearn and crave motivation, and then we get it, and it lasts for a day, maybe, sometimes a week. It might last you a month. But after that, it like dwindles down into you needing some more motivation just to get back on the hump, to do the task in your business that you need to do, or to execute on marketing strategies, or to actually build your website, or to go out and do guerrilla marketing and actually meet people, network. Like, I just think we're in a society where we have to live off of motivation, and I can't stand it. I really can't. It drives me crazy.
I need to go scroll on TikTok to get some motivational videos so I can finish XYZ. No, you don't.
Yeah, I was telling Mikey that I had this conversation the other day, and I think that I've always thought that there's a difference between motivation and inspiration, because motivation is going to leave you there like ready to go. You're ready to get started, but it only lasts a short period of time. Inspiration is more like, you've inspired me to actually live this thing out. Like, you've given me the tools, the resources. I've been able to like see, touch, feel the things that you have accomplished. And now I have something that I can go off of and be like, okay, if this person did it, I know that I can do it. Like, if they did it this way, I know that it can be done. Whereas motivation is more like, get up, do what you're supposed to do. Like, I'm going to motivate you to just get moving. And it's like, yeah, all that sounds amazing. And sometimes I fall into the category or the trap of like, I'll listen to something and I'm like motivated for the hour. And then after that, I'm like, okay, that was great, but what's next? Like,
yeah, motivation is just like a burst of energy.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I think that it's equivalent to, and nothing against speakers, because I love listening to motivational speakers, but I love when the motivational speakers come with tangible takeaways, like 1, 2, 3s. Like, this is the strategy that can get you here, versus like, you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be successful if you just listen to me every day. Like, it's not.
I think what people need to realize in business and life, motivation will only take you so far.
Right.
It's the habits. It's the habits you form in your personal and business life that are going to take you to the next level of success, and then continue to reach additional levels as you go through in life and in business.
Yes. I think, talking about habits, one of my favorite books that I go back to all the time is Atomic Habits. Mm-hmm. And I love the idea of habit stacking. Like, for me, it's so important that in order for us to get to where we want to be in life, like, we have to create effective habits, not just good habits, but habits that are effective in the things or the trajectory that we're trying to go in. And so creating a habit and then adding on to that habit until you become the person that you envision yourself to be. It's like without effective habits, you have bad habits, and bad habits don't assist in anything. Like you have bad habits and then you go and you get motivated, but then you revert back to the bad habits.
And you have to make it sustainable.
Yes.
It's kind of like, if you wanted to lose weight, I could eat 800 calories a day and I would lose weight, but how sustainable is that?
Right.
So you have to, in business and in life, you have to create habits that are going to be sustainable, right? A little jolt of motivation here and there.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool. Maybe you'll see a video and it really inspires you.
Right.
And it's interesting that it will kind of fire you up, which is fine. And people ask me all the time, like, Mikey, how do you stay motivated all the time? I don't even honestly think of motivation. Like, who motivates you? I'm like, I don't know, like being able to pay my bills motivates me.
Yeah.
Because there were times where I couldn't.
Yeah.
So this is pretty awesome. And that motivates me every day to get up and get to work. But it's not really the motivation. That's really the habit that I've formed over time.
Yeah. I think that it goes back to lifestyle changes versus like thinking about how can I change my lifestyle to fit the person that I want to be. Because a lot of times we think about what can I do differently, and then you go to do these different things. But like you said, you equated it to losing weight. It's like you lose the weight and then you just go back to eating the same calories and the same bad food that you were putting in your body before, and now you're gaining the weight back. It's like, what is the lifestyle shift that you're going to make? And the lifestyle shift comes in when you start talking about, okay, I'm going to change the food that I'm putting into my body. I'm going to change the times of day that I'm eating. I'm going to change how many restaurants I actually go out to eat. And then it becomes a lifestyle shift versus okay, I have this goal. I'm going to achieve the goal, but now I'm right back to where I was and I need more motivation to get back to where I was.
Right.
And it's like, no, you need a lifestyle shift. You need a lifestyle change, and then you need to find inspiration. Like, what is your overall vision for your life? Where do you see yourself? Like, what is holding you accountable? Who is holding you accountable? Not just you need to get up and listen to this song or this speech to get you motivated for the day, because the motivation is going to wear off.
Yeah, it's something you have to really start forming over the long term. Okay. So to give you an example, I'm helping with someone with investing. And I said, okay, you don't have a lot of money to invest right now. That's fine. We are going to, when I say we, that's her, she's going to invest $10 a week. And I said, now look, this $10 a week, you could do this for a year.
Not Mikey having an investing client, and I'm not one of them.
This is the thing, right? So you're investing $10 a week, and this is the same thing I'm going to do for my niece, who I talked about, who just turned 18, right? So for her birthday and such, moving forward, she's just getting money for investments.
Yeah,
not much, but it doesn't matter. It's just some, right?
Love it.
So I said, look, you're going to invest $10 a week. This is a pretty conservative ETF. So ETF, it is a group of stocks. So it won't swing as much as an individual stock.
Got it.
And I said, you are going to build the habit of investing $10 a week. It is not going to make you rich.
Right.
The point right now is not worrying about getting rich. It is about building the habit of investing. And when I say, hey, let's use this more conservative fund, even though she's younger, she could do something better like the S&P 500. That's going to be a little more volatile.
Yeah.
So what I said is, let's do something really conservative now to form this base so you can emotionally understand what it takes for investing.
Yeah.
This is the same thing for business. Business is 90% mental and emotional.
Yeah.
Okay. So my goal is to form this habit of her investing long term, and then we can start putting in a little bit more money. Things might go up a little bit more. Things might go down a little bit more. She's not going to freak out and be like, oh my God, do I need to sell?
Yeah.
No. You need to stay the course, because just like business, just like the hair industry, the hair industry is often very slow in the summer.
Yeah.
Right? So you're going to have the spike for tax season. You're going to have some other little events and whatnot. What is that? Memorial Day.
Yeah.
After Memorial Day, it's going to fall off a cliff.
Oh, wait. What's coming up now?
Well, now we're getting back to
Labor Day.
Okay,
yeah.
Right? So Labor Day sale. That's right. Labor Day is in September, right?
Yeah, I actually forgot, and I thought about it the other day.
So like Labor Day's coming up.
Yeah.
You have like the Labor Day, and that's when the hair industry starts to come back. Although private label was really smart this year, and we released the bulk human braiding hair, which really
has
rocked.
Been going. Yeah.
Yeah, it really rocked.
I'll be over to grab some next week.
Yeah, this was a good product we launched, and everyone was like, Mikey, that was a good move. We launched it a little later than I wanted to. but it's okay. We launched it.
Yeah.
But one of those things is in business, if you didn't know about that, you're going to freak out when it gets slow.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have the habit of, okay, it's going to be ups and downs, peaks and valleys. You just need to consistently do the same thing.
Yeah.
That's going to make your business a success moving forward.
Yeah. I think a lot of we've been to events before. I won't name the speakers that we went to go see, but I don't know if you remember maybe 5 years ago, we went to, it was like in a big arena in Gwinnett County. Yeah. And there were different speakers there. They kind of mimic like the MLM, like the network marketing events where you go and there's like thousands of people there and you have people on stage like sharing their stories, which is great. It can be a form of inspiration. But when you have the people who are doing that, but they're not showing you, like they're telling you their story, but not necessarily how they got from A to Z in detail. And not like detail, like every single little step, but more like, hey, this is what I did. This is what you can do. And that's where I think people are looking for more motivation. They're thinking that they need motivation, but really they need direction and strategy.
Right. The steps.
Yes, they need the steps. And once you start taking the steps and you go and you're like, okay, there's 10 steps and you got to step 3, that is when your own motivation starts to kick in because you're like, oh, okay, I've accomplished 1, 2, I'm at stage 3, step 3. Now, what do I need to do to get to 4? And now you're starting to inspire yourself. You're starting to create the lifestyle. You're starting to get those effective habits that we talked about and you're building them. And now you're all the way, by the time you look up, you'll be at stage 8 or 9. And it's like, it wasn't the motivation that kept you going. It was the fact that you were actually able to apply what you were learning. And then that showed you that you can get over this hump and you can get to that next space, and you're inspiring yourself now to keep going. I think that is where people
learning. You can't put a number on learning.
Yeah,
and it's not just learning, but it's applying. Right. So you learn, apply, learn, apply. I was listening to there's a SEO guy that I like because he focuses on e-commerce SEO, which a lot of SEO education is about blogging and affiliate sites.
Yeah.
That's not us, right? Although we do have a blog, but more it's focused on e-commerce. So I'm driving, the YouTube video is playing in my seat because I have it connected to my phone. I'm not watching what he's doing, but just listening to the content. And there's certain things that I listen to that I know today I'm going to start applying to my business. But I consistently am listening to education. So one thing we're working on now is doing a little bit more Pinterest marketing. So
that's really
we are doing some retargeting ads with Pinterest. They're doing okay for us, not great.
Okay.
I put it in the Hair Business Blueprint Facebook group. You're welcome to join. Just search Hair Business Blueprint on Facebook and there's a group. And I put like, hey guys, anyone having success? And people are like, oh, I've thought about doing it. I was like, hey, let's start being active in Pinterest.
Right.
And it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, let's start learning. I'm going to start learning more of the marketing behind it. So then what I do is I go back to my habits of education where I start learning. I start implementing and testing. Things aren't going to probably work right away, and I'm okay with that, but I'm going to make little tweaks, continue to learn, and over time, things will get better.
Yeah.
If you have a ton of money, you can just hire an agency that are experts at Pinterest. But even if I could do that, I would still like to learn that little bit of that journey myself.
Yeah.
So then when you hire the agency and they try to say, oh, this is so difficult, it's going to take this long, and be like, no, buddy. I already did this. This is simple.
I know how to do it. I just want my time.
Yeah,
so
I'm trying to buy back time here. It's not that I don't know how to do this. Yeah. And that's very important.
Yeah, I think so too. Buying back time. I'm learning that you pay for whatever can free up your time. You pay to do it. Like right. I will pay to have a cleaner come clean because I need my time. Like I will pay for meal preps if I needed to because I need my time. Like people pay for childcare because they need their time. Like there's a lot of different things that people outsource. Dry cleaning. You just drop your clothes off at the dry cleaner so that you don't have to waste time cleaning them. Like there's just so many different things that you can hire people to do even if you know how to do it, especially in business. I think Mikey has been really great at delegating for the most part. And I think you had to grow to that point because Mikey would do everything on his own.
Yeah. It takes time.
Yeah, it definitely takes time.
To learn that part of farming things out. And, the team has like expanded and contracted. We're like in a contraction mode right now because the hair industry is just, historically, this is a very slow period for the hair industry.
Yeah.
So you got to contract your staff level so you can match the expenses with the revenues.
Yeah. What do you think is because I know a lot of people are, I've seen some people talk about it on social media, and I know that a lot of hair business owners are kind of like, okay, what's happening? Like, why are people no longer buying hair like that? Or why are they no longer buying from certain companies? Like, what do you think is the overall arch of why the hair industry as a whole is moving so slow right now?
I think a lot of it comes down to everything got so expensive. Well, okay, so it coming out of COVID where the government was just throwing everyone funny money. Right. Everyone went wild. I think a lot of people overspent. And then when the money was cut off, kind of like the faucet was closed. The money faucet was closed. People had expensive leases, expensive apartments, all these expensive things that just don't go away overnight. And it takes time to work through all of that. And then, so you have that expense. People had stuff on credit cards. Then the interest rate shot up. So now you're getting car loans when it used to be like 1-2%. And now it's like
16, 13.
Yeah, over 10%. So your $500 car loan is now $800, $900 just from interest. Your credit card bill, the interest rate skyrocketed because it has to match, with the Fed, with them raising rates. So what happened was it put a total squeeze on that extra money that people had for spending on things like hair, a lot of beauty products, travel. Although people were traveling because they got on a COVID, they wanted to go crazy. Fine, I get it. But a lot of those kind of products, they've been hurt over the last year. And then, of course, there was no production for movies all last year because there was the strike. We had hairstylists from Tyler Perry coming into our showroom every week. So we lost all that business. Thankfully, that's coming back now, coming back strong. I say now is a fantastic time to get in the hair industry because so many companies, and this is me spending a lot of time with manufacturers overseas, a lot of the trading companies and a lot of these other businesses, they got out of the industry. So there's a lot less competition now. It's a good time to come in, figure out who your target audience is, figure out what your niche is, be consistent, build your habits. Get a little sprinkle of motivation. That's fine, even though we're talking about how you don't need it, but a little sprinkle of motivation on top. You can be successful in the hair industry moving forward.
And to do that, you can go on Hair Business Blueprint and get the Hair Business Checklist. And you can start from there. And also, Private Label offers a done for you. Not necessarily, it's not a business in a box, but it is a done for you. If you get the website, you can order your branding. You have the Dropship Beauty app where it will put all of the products in your store that you want to utilize. Like, there's really no excuses for why you're not starting your business if it's something that you actually want to do.
Yeah, we make it easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And cost effective. That's the key. Because I see people come out with similar services and they're just trying to beat them over the head with the pricing. And I'm just like, They it'll be a girl that's like a boss girl or something, or guy or something. And I'm like, okay, it's not going to last. It's not sustainable. But they hype it up so much that it's so easy and just unrealistic expectations. That's something we've never done. We never say that it's going to be easy to start a hair business or any business. It's not. Right. But if you're really passionate about it and this is really what you think, you want to do, and this is the goal. And even if it fails, you still learned. So just chalk it up as a learning experience. Everything I messed up and failed at, I just chalk it up as a learning experience.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah, that's the only way you can
lessons.
do. It's just a learning experience.
Because if you get mad at every single time you make a mistake or fail or do something, it's like, it's inevitable.
I mess things up a lot less these days because I have almost 20 years experience at this point in entrepreneurship and e-commerce, but still mess plenty of things up today. And I just chalk it up. Well, I'm not doing that again. Now it's the people that continue to do the same thing wrong over and over. You're in for some trouble. But hopefully you have created something that can keep you along the right path and maybe surround yourself with the right people.
That's a big one too.
Actually, you know what? There's this comment. Let me see. Hold on. Let me grab my phone. God, there was something I talked about with being successful or why I'm not a billionaire in one of these other episodes of Hair Biz Radio. I don't think you saw this comment, Zakiyrah.
Maybe not.
So this guy left this comment, and you know me, I'm not one to kind of like clap back at people because I'm just like, whatever. It's the internet.
Did you clap back though?
Not not too heavy.
Too heavy.
No, not really. So it says, basically the thing is, do you know why we are not worth billions, right? Meaning like, why I'm not a billionaire. I'm basically said, I'm not smart enough. I haven't learned how to be a billionaire, right?
I think I remember the episode.
Yeah, not that I even want to be a billionaire, right? Many millions is fine. I would love that, but not necessarily want to be a billionaire. And someone says, not at all. It is equivalent to, am I willing to exploit those around me, or is it inherited? And most billionaires do not inherit money. Right. It's not inherited. There are a few, but it's not. Yeah. It's people that usually come from nothing that actually create something. They put in the work. And what's interesting about that is they build habits and they're creating jobs.
Yep.
And, spurring the economy. And they think about Tesla. How many jobs, as much as people hate Elon Musk and all this, how many jobs do you think Elon Musk has created?
Thousands.
Hundreds of thousands. Yeah. Tesla, all over the world. Tesla, SpaceX, Boring Company. I mean, it just goes on and on. Well, I said, I don't meet many uneducated, successful people, but I could be hanging out with the wrong crowd. That's all I said. Because he's basically saying like education doesn't really play a part.
It plays a big part.
It's a big part,
like
buddy.
What you don't know, and what you don't know doesn't get you to where you want to be.
Right.
And even to make the money that you actually want to make.
Yeah. So if you're watching this because you left that comment, look, you got to learn. You got to learn to earn.
You do have to learn to earn.
And building those habits. Building those habits will help you along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that this was a great episode of motivation being overrated. I hope that we gave you some inspiration in this episode. And if we did motivate you, I hope that it does not die off.
Absolutely. I have some great guests coming, so stay tuned to Hair Biz Radio. We have some awesome guests coming up, and we'll see you soon.
Yes.